Hey there, we are doing Entrepreneur Pitfall number 16, and this one is regarding research. So it's going to be research, dig until you are exhausted. So oftentimes I deal with clients that they'll come and they have this absolutely wonderful idea, but they've done no research on it. They haven't figured out that they're like the 11th person doing the exact same thing. And they don't know that they may actually have to put a twist to it or do something special to make it unique. Same thing with nonprofits. There are times when you'll find nonprofits that have not even thought about the fact that there may be a lot of nonprofits that are servicing the exact same audience that you are servicing, and maybe you may want to rethink or give yourself a better plan, or make sure that you are definitely doing something that differentiates you from the competition or from other people that are in your industry. So in order to know that, you have to research, dig. Another problem I found, not just the organization, what the organization's business model is, but also the same thing goes for names. So often people don't go and search their name. They think just because they were able to find a domain for it, that means it's okay. But the truth of the matter is that you could go to register or do a copyright or to do a trademark and then find out that nationally that name is being used somewhere else. So you have to do that kind of research. It is very, very important. So I was sitting here and I was thinking, hey, what are some of the reasons that people don't do as much research as they can? So, of course, the pessimist in me, which I don't have a lot of pessimism, but just a little bit, I said, people are just lazy. But that's not really true. Sometimes people honestly just don't know how to do research. Maybe they've never really been good at doing research. So I came up with a list. I have 3 things here. The first thing that I determined is very possible that people don't even know what question to ask. So they don't know how to formulate the question to find out what information they're actually out there about to search for. So they don't really know what questions to ask to get the results that they need. That's number 1. Number 2 is sometimes people don't know where to look. There's so many places that you could go and find information nowadays that sometimes people just don't know where it is that they can go to look. So that's a problem. And then the last one, this was a really, really good one because my son came up with this one. He gave me this idea. It's just too much information. Because there are so many places to look, you get information overload. And at some point you're like, okay, what's right? Is this right? How do I make a determination on what I should believe or what I should follow, because I got all this information that's out there available to me. So let's talk about what you can do to combat some of those. So we know that formulating the question, knowing where to look, and then knowing what sources to trust. The very first thing I would say is always have some type of advisor. So have that go-to person. Everybody has a go-to person in their group that knows more stuff than they really should know. Everybody has a smarty pants in their group. Pick up the phone, call that person, ask them. I usually am that smarty pants in my group, but I have met several of those as well. But I have even advisors that I call and I ask them if they know where I might be able to find this or where I might be able to find that. They may not give me the direct answer, but they will at least lead me to the water. So they'll get me in the direction of where it is that I need to go. So the next thing is going to be using search engines. So when you are using whatever search engine you choose, because there are so many out there that you could be using, just make sure that when you're searching, you want to search with keywords. So you don't have to formulate a whole question. It could just be a keyword based on whatever it is that you're searching. So let's say you're doing a nonprofit organization and you want to give out coats, right? That's what I would search. I would search nonprofit organization and coats. You don't have to formulate a big, huge scenario. You can look for scholarly articles. You can look for case studies. You can search. For articles that may be like Entrepreneur or Forbes. Those are always good areas to start. The other thing besides search engines is you can always go to the library. A lot of people don't go to the library, but the library is a really, really good place because remember, the librarians are there to help you. So if you don't know how to formulate the question or you don't have a good advisor, go to the library and ask them, tell them what your project is or what you're attempting to do, and they will guide you to some resources that can assist you. I just learned recently from Callie, because I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't really go to the public library unless I'm training a leadership class or something there, or doing some type of event. But a friend of mine named Callie mentioned that you can actually do certain searches through the library online as long as you have a library card. So that's another thing to look into. And then the last thing is, and this is so interesting because my son and any millennial will tell you, you can YouTube anything. It doesn't matter what it is, you can YouTube it. So if you want to find out how to do something, or if it's something you're not sure how to do, even if you don't know how to do research, or if you don't know how to research a subject, there is a YouTube video for that. So what I would say is, and so that brings me to the next thing. So how do you trust whatever source it is? Well, if it's an advisor, hopefully you trust that person in the first place. If you are using search engines, what I would suggest is look at the comments, because there's a lot of times there are things that will say, did this article help you? Was it helpful? Or there are comments there where people will give you information and say whether or not they actually were able to use that information or whether or not it was something that was helpful for them. But then the other thing is, there is also, just think about the source that you got it from. So for instance, if you got it from CNN News, or if you got it from entrepreneur.com, or if you got it from Forbes, you may want to just consider the periodical or the magazine or the location or the source that you got it from, and then make your decision. Are they known to give good information or reliable information, or are they known to have a skewed view? Let's say like maybe Fox News. Anyway, but just make sure that you are utilizing sources that you trust in order to do your research. And then from the perspective of the YouTube video, well, I mean, there's lots of YouTube videos, and I can tell you that the ones that have thumbs up, a lot of them, the ones that have comments, and the ones that have like a lot of likes, generally that means those people did something right. That means that if they're teaching you how to do something, they've done something right, because a lot of people are watching that video. And believe me, on YouTube, they definitely will comment and let you know whether or not what you're talking about is accurate, or whether, and if it's not. I'd also like to suggest to you guys that if you don't know how to research, there's other places you can go besides just YouTube. There's like Udemy, there's Skillshare, there are places you can go and learn how to do research. Of course, you can go to school and learn how to research. You could go to community college, you could go to leisure learning. There's all types of things that you could do to learn how to research, but research when it comes to your business or your nonprofit organization or whatever project you are working on is paramount, because you need to make sure that you know as much information as you possibly can before you start out on your journey. And if you do, that will save you money and it will save you time. So that's our pitfall for today. Entrepreneur pitfall number 16 is making sure that you are doing research, because not enough people do exhaustive research. So, as usual, please subscribe to my channel. I'm still trying to get to that 100 subscribers. You guys are going to keep hearing that all month until we get to the end of October, because that's my deadline. By October 31st, I need to have 100 subscribers in order to get my own URL. But also, I'd like for you guys to follow me on any of my social media. You may find me at Velvet Rope Experience, and I'm super excited. I have one more video you guys are going to get today, but thank you for tuning in at any rate, and leave a comment. Let me know if this information helped you in any kind of way, or if there's any subject that you need more information about. Until next time, bye.